right, ladies and gentlemen, really quick, I just want to tell you about one of our fantastic sponsors, and that is Soldier Girl Coffee Company. So if you are watching the video, you can definitely check out the screen share here. I am on our website, and you can go to affiliates, or this will be changing to sponsors soon, and click on Soldier Girl Coffee. As it says on the website, Soldier Girl Coffee is a veteran-owned company. They definitely provide the absolute best coffee I've ever had. It definitely has the pick-me-up that I need in the morning. If we check out her website, of course, down in the right-hand corner, you can definitely chat with her. You can get exclusive discounts she offers to our listeners just by putting your email address in the box on the website. As you can see right here, she has French vanilla cream, 100% Colombian, snickerdoodle Hawaiian hazelnut, and she offers regular as well as CBD-infused coffee. So be sure to go and check out her website. Of course, you can get there by going to our website at businessandbrewshow.com/soldier-girl-coffee, or you can just click the link in the show notes and it'll take you right here. You click on view products and it takes you over to shop around. She even has a little bit of merch. I know when I ordered my bag of Colombian roast, I really enjoy Colombian roast, and she has the best Colombian roast that I have ever had. And of course is a veteran-owned business, but I got a sticker as well as a thank you note. So I really enjoyed that. So now I have my very own Soldier Girl coffee mug that I can drink my Soldier Girl coffee out of. So once again, right now, exclusive discounts just for our listeners. Everybody drinks coffee, whether you're a veteran or a business owner. You're going to need it. You're going to need it for your staff. You're going to need it for your break room. You're going to need it for your house. So go ahead right now, click the link in the description, in the show notes, right here, right now, and go get some Soldier Girl coffee today. Ladies and gentlemen, I am super excited and absolutely have to tell you about a phenomenal way to build your website and keep it up to date. My name is Ryan Smeltz, host of the Business and Brews Show and co-host of Veteran Talk Show. And if you are watching this, I want you to pay close attention to my screen share. This is the website of the Business and Brews Show. And the way I am talking about keeping your website, building it, getting it up to date, and having it managed is by Online Rob. So Rob is absolutely phenomenal. And what I absolutely love about this is he was able to customize the website exactly how I asked him. So as you can see, the homepage has a ton of different pictures from different episodes. Of course, here on the episodes page, you're able to listen on your favorite platform, whether it's iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher Radio Public, iHeartRadio, or Castbox. You can connect with us, of course, on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Listen to the 5 most recent episodes right here on the website. And of course, you can find our sponsors such as Soldier Girl Coffee and, of course, Online Rob. So the best thing about this is, as you can see on my screen, if you're watching, Online Rob is a veteran-owned small business. He will design, build, and manage the entire website for you. That comes with free unlimited updates, a domain name, your business email, and a logo if you need it. All included for our listeners is only $2.99 per year. As it says right on the screen, there are absolutely no contracts and no hidden fees. I handed this to him. He had it back within a very short amount of time. And anytime I need an update or have a question, he is there to help out. So I strongly encourage you, once again, for our listeners, you can go to businessandbrewshow.com/online-rob, or you can click on the link in the show notes. If you are not watching the video version, the link is definitely in the show notes. Be sure to check out our website. I'm super happy with his work. I'm really excited that I no longer have to figure out where to get an SSL, how to install it. I don't have to install the pixel for my Facebook ads. I don't have to manage any of the analytical tools such as Google Analytics, and I don't have to figure out how to connect the domain or set up a business email. He handles all of that for me for the low price of $2.99 per year. So once again, for our listeners, Online Rob offering this exclusive deal. Be sure to go check it out. Make sure when you fill out the form, you put that you heard about him from us in the How Did You Hear About Us box. Business and Brews Show or Veteran Talk Show. Of course, you can always use my name, Ryan Smeltz. And no longer, as a business owner, will you have to build and manage your own website. Have Online Rob do it for you. Take advantage of this exclusive deal, only $2.99 per year. Best of all, he can handle everything from, of course, a podcast to an e-commerce site. No matter what kind of business you run, Online Rob can handle it for you. So go right now, click on the link, fill out the form, take advantage of this exclusive offer, and be sure to put the show name in his How Did You Hear About Us box. Now, let's get back to the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Morning Brews. This is the short segment that is respectful of your time and gives you the kick in the ass you need to get your day started. So sit down, get your cup of coffee, get ready, and welcome to Christmas Eve's edition of Morning Brews. Today, I want to talk to all of you about what you do most of the time. You're going to see a lot of parallels in this episode between the one we did about consistency, but I think this is super important, especially moving into a new year. So I have 3 bullet points. As always, I want to talk about number 1, learn to build slowly. Number 2, running for the long game. I've got a little story that I want to tell you underneath that one. And then number 3, consistency leads to habits. So what you do most of the time, many of you have probably heard this before, but imagine that you want to be a bodybuilder. Okay. And so you sign up for the gym, you go out, you buy the clothes, you get the protein shakes, you get maybe a personal trainer or a coach, and you set out on that journey. Okay. Say your first goal is 90 days out. Okay. And you say, I'm going to go to the gym 5 days a week, 6 days a week for the first 3 months. If you were to go to the gym and you got 2 weeks into it and you missed a day and you quit, then obviously you wouldn't accomplish whatever goal you set out to accomplish inside of that 90 days. However, if you get 2 weeks in and you miss a day and then you just pick back up where you left off, inside of that 90 days, you're going to be a lot further along than you would be if you had just given up after you missed that one day. So in both scenarios, you miss a day. However, in one, you stop. In the other one, you continue this minus one day that you had set out for your goal. And so most of the time inside of that 90 days, say you planned on going to the gym 70 times. Okay. If you only went 69 times, that's still 69 times more than 0. I know that's a silly analogy, but you understand that because inside of that 90 days, most of the time you did go to the gym, you saw better results at the end of it. So that's basically what I'm talking about when I say what you do most of the time. So the first bullet point I put up here is learn to build slowly. And that's because, as I've talked about before, I'm guilty of this. I have something in my head that I want to accomplish, and I have a strange expectation that I'm going to be able to sit down and go ahead and knock it out and it's going to be done, when in fact, a lot of times it takes time to build up. It takes a lot of time, a lot of effort over, several minutes, hours, days, whatever the task may be, in order to get to a point that I want to get to. One solid example of that right now is there's an app I've been working on to increase efficiency and kind of make us more self-sufficient, so we don't have to rely on so many external softwares. We can just, use our own, and if we want to make changes or do something different, we can do it without having to increase our cost or, rely on some third-party software to do what we need to get done. So in my head, it was like, okay, I'm going to sit down and build this out, and it'll take a week, a month, and here we are. Months later, it's still not finished. However, I think one of the positive things to that is over the course of that, I've learned, number one, that things often take longer than I think they will. And number two, I've began to notice things throughout the process where I had this plan in my head of what this was going to look like at the end. And it turns out that we can do so much more with it that we can actually put in place safeguards and additional features that originally I didn't think possible. So learn to build slowly. I guess another way of saying this is trust the process. Number two, running for the long game. So kind of hand in hand with things take time, and what you do most of the time is what really matters. When I was in the Army, I ran 3 marathons. And if you had asked me before I ran my first marathon, hey, do you want to go out and run 26.2 miles? I would have thought you were crazy and probably just not done it and thought you were insane for even asking me. But I was pitched the idea by our marathon coach. She was a lieutenant in one of the sister companies, and she said, hey, we're putting together a marathon team. You and your buddy Drew should come join us. So we did. Once again, thought it was crazy, but she had a training plan and we followed it. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, there was some type of running to improve our skills and abilities. And Saturdays, there was a long run to get us used to running up closer and closer to that 26.2 miles. And then, of course, we had a dinner the day before, and then we had the marathon. And
we finished. So, I mean, that was something that previously I didn't think I would be able to do. And it turns out that not only was I able to do it, but I went on to do it 2 more times. So you kind of see all of these things coming into play here. Number one, I didn't train every single time the team trained. Maybe something came up and I wasn't able to go to one of the long runs, or I wasn't able to train on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. In fact, my 3rd marathon, they were training very consistently, both during PT, in the Army, and of course on the weekends. And I had transitioned out of the Army during that period and had a job where the hours didn't allow me to attend really any of the training events. And so I went and ran the marathon. And because out of all of those training events and me signing up and registering for the marathon, I was still able to finish, even though I didn't get to attend most of the training events. So, just realizing that those little pieces that you do most of the time add up to the bigger picture is super important. So that's what I mean by running for the long game, understanding that it's a marathon, not a sprint. And over time, every time you do something that you say you're going to do, it contributes to your overall goal and whatever your long-term picture looks like. So number 3, consistency leads to habits. We all know this. Many times it's very easy for us to go out and, get that energy drink from the gas station or smoke that cigarette, whatever it is, where, it's something that we just do. Grab a Monster or a Red Bull on the way to work. And it's like, oh, we just do that. I have to have it, whatever the case is. It's like, or if you stop for gas and you're also getting a snack. So what we're doing there is we're just repeating the same thing that we did last time. And eventually we get so used to it that it's like every time we stop for gas, we have to get a snack, or we have to get that energy drink, or on the way to work every day, we have to stop and get that Red Bull. And what we don't realize is, number one, we're being consistent there. So what we do most of the time, I'm sure there are times, those of you who do get a Red Bull on the way to work every day, you have gone to work without the Red Bull, or you had a cup of coffee at home and decided you didn't want it or didn't need it, or maybe, heaven forbid, you went to swipe your card and you just didn't have the $3 to get the Red Bull. So what we don't realize is that tiny little habit builds up to bigger things that affect us in a negative way. Of course, we all know that it's bad to smoke cigarettes, but why do we still do it when we know it's bad for us? It's bad for our health. It's bad for our finances. It's because we've done it so much that it's a lot easier to do it than it is to not do it. So one of the guys I follow talks about treating business and entrepreneurship like a drug addict, because entrepreneurs wake up and they say, where's my next dollar for my business going to come from? And drug addicts do the same thing. They wake up and they say, where am I going to get my next dollar so I can get whatever their drug is? Well, a drug addict's not going to give up. He's not going to go, oh, well, I don't have any money in my account, so I'm just not going to do it today. No, he's going to go out and he's going to make it happen. Absolutely, hands down, no matter what the case is. So entrepreneurs and business owners need to do the same thing. So we need to do the same thing when it comes to what we do most of the time. And what I mean by that is, in place of, and you don't have to do a 1-for-1 swap out the gate, but for example, creating these episodes, I've made sure to sit down and record consistently. And in doing so, I have built closer and closer to a habit where it's no longer something that I have to think of or write down or put a lot of focus or energy into. It's just something that happens no matter what. So remember, it's what you do most of the time that really counts. I want you to focus on that going into the new year. It is Christmas Eve. I hope you all have a great Christmas Eve, a great Christmas, and I will see you next week on Morning Brews.
Thank you so much for listening or watching Morning Brews. This, of course, has been the kick in the ass you need to get your day started. My name is Ryan Smeltz. I appreciate you tuning in and listening to this. If you've gotten any value from this or any segment on business and brews, be sure to leave us a 5-star review. Tell your friends. Make sure you subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe and tell them to leave us a 5-star review. Thank you, and shout out to our sponsors, Soldier Girl Coffee and Online Rob. And I will see you on the next